our attention to our brethren in the Central Hockey League. All 10 teams were in action today, so we start off with the defending champion Allen Americans, who won 6-1 over the Brampton Beast earlier today in their first ever matchup. The Missouri Mavericks also maintain their undefeated start as well. They are now 7-0 as they defeat the Wichita Thunder 4-1. The Denver Cutthroats fall to the Quad City Mallards in a 5-2 score, and the Tulsa Oilers have won their third straight game as they defeat the St. Charles Chill 6-4. Turn our attention real quick to the National Hockey League. 2 games in action, 2 games final. So with 2 minutes left in the contest, the Colorado Avalanche have a 3-2 lead over the Calgary Flames. The Anaheim Ducks have a 5-2 lead over the Buffalo Sabres with 6:17 to go in the second period. Final scores are Winnipeg and a 5-0 thrashing of the Nashville Predators, and Toronto squeaking by in a shootout over the Devils. 2-1 final score there. Well, that will do it for your Dodgetown and out-of-town scoreboard. When we come back, we will recap all 60 minutes for you statistically, and then we will say so long and set you up for tomorrow night's game as the Rapid City Rush, one last time for a 5th in a row, will take on the Sundogs here tomorrow night. Stick around, folks. You're listening to the official radio home of your Rapid City Rush, 100.3 The Fox. All right. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is the final break, yeah. Personally, I wouldn't mind the 4 because I still have to write this this post-game thing, so it would give me some time to do that. Awesome. You know, those jerseys, I really hate to blame something like that. I felt kind of shaky tonight, but those jerseys were pretty rough. Have you seen the schematic? Do you know what they look like, Brad? They're neon yellow with a whole bunch of pink and teal on them. That's not the problem, but the names were in pink. The numbers were in orange. And in the middle of the numbers, it kind of faded. And the numbers were too round. So, like, there were times where Conrad's 2 looked like a 9 because of how the 2 curved. So I had to wait like an extra half a second to see if it was Stroh or Conrad that had the puck. And it was nuts, you know. They looked really, I mean, look, they were nice. It was a good idea, but I think if they do this next year for 80s night, they have to really, like, you know, make the numbers darker so I can see just exactly what the hell's going on the ice. Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that would lead to more fights, though, because it gives some of the players something extra to grab on. It's like the opposite of a fighting strap. I mean, you could call it the fighting strap, but it would be completely ironic. I'm an 80s kid. I was born in 87. Yeah. I was born the year that the Giants beat Elway for the Super Bowl. Well, wasn't that the year? Is that 87 or 90? No, because, well, the Giants won in 87 and in 90. I just can't remember who they played in 87. Or I know they beat Denver for one of them. I just can't remember which one it was. I want to say it was 87. I could be wrong on that. Let me research. I know I've got things to write, but let me research this. That's honestly, that is not a problem to have at all. Most people think that the Super Bowl shovel can encompass so many eras just because of how god-awful it was. I think Jim Harbaugh was in that, right? They won. Oh, it was 86 they won it. Okay. And who'd they play in 86? Oh, it was Denver. Super Bowl 21, and then they won in 90 when my brother was born. And that was... Oh, that was Buffalo. That was Norwide. That was Norwide. I should have known that. Super Bowl 25. He went wide left on a chip shot to give him the win. Yeah, that works. I can do that. And welcome back inside Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Benetti alongside you in the broadcast booth, bringing you your post-game show and recap, which sees your Rapid City Rush hang on for a 3-2 win against the Arizona Sundogs. They stared a 2-0 deficit right in the barrel and then came storming back just like they did on Saturday, scored 3 unanswered goals. And this time, 3 was good enough for the win as they took a 3-2 win for the 4th consecutive win in the 4th consecutive matchup against Arizona. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and recap everything for you and get right to it top to bottom. Scoring started off 1 minute and 59 seconds into the first period thanks to Ian Schultz deflecting a shot from Justin Pender at the point for Arizona to give them a 1-0 lead. And again, Pender and Paul McElveen were on the assist for that goal. Arizona was not done there as they would extend their lead to 2-0, 10:46 into the first period on a power play goal off the stick of Damian Surma. The assist from Ian Schultz for his second point of the night, and Kevin Baker on that play as well. But Rapid City would not go down without a fight, just like they always have. And Justin Farina, for the second night in a row, or for the third night in a row, would score, but for the second night in a row, would start off the scoring rally, and he would cut the deficit in half, a 2-1 score, 12:35 into the period off the assist from Kyle Stroh and Scott Ray. And then Ryan Palmer, with 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the first period, would equalize the game on a one-time slap shot from the point, thanks to Conrad Reeder's assist and also Jesse Schultz helping out. You'll hear more of his name later. And then Conrad Reeder's heroics would carry over into the second period as Rapid City would go 2-2 in the locker room after staring down a 2-0 deficit right in the face. In the first 11 minutes, Conrad Reeder, 14:33 into the second period, would score the go-ahead and now the game-winning goal off the assist from Jesse Schultz and Bobby Priest. And Schultz would finish off the night with 2 assists and first star honors. Conrad Reeder was the second star of the game, and Justin Farina was the third star as he had started off the entire scoring rally, and he now has a 3-game scoring streak. Rapid City outshot Arizona in the game 34-29, and it's the first game that they've hit 30 again since the last game against Arizona on Saturday night when they shot a season-low 20 shots despite scoring 5 goals. Rapid City was outshot in the third period, however, 10-9 in favor of Arizona. Arizona 1 for 3 on the power play. Rapid City once again 0 for 4, which puts them now to 0 for 13 against the Arizona Sundogs on the season so far. And their last game up until January is tomorrow night in a rematch, and the 5th and final time that these guys will play consecutively in the season. Well, folks, that is how the score sheet reads tonight. And that will do it for you. That will do it for us from Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. As the Rapid City Rush take a 3-2 win. They win 8 in a row. And just for your records, the record in the Central Hockey League for best start is 10 straight to start off the season, which was set by the Austin Ice Bats in 02-03 and then the Laredo Bucks in the 08-09 or 07-08 season. So a lot of great things happening there. If Rapid City wins tomorrow, and so does Missouri, then both of the final undefeated teams in the Central Hockey League will go head-to-head in Rapid City next weekend. But we still have one more game for each side to be played, so be sure to be glued to your computers and be sure to be here tomorrow night to cheer on your Rapid City Rush as they rematch for the 5th and final time in this consecutive series against the Arizona Sundogs. Well, for all of us at 100.3 The Fox and Brad, who is a phenomenal board op for me tonight, this is